Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla Battleline video, and today we're hitting some low-hanging fruit today, ladies and gentlemen, because I've realized that we've never made a Gigan deck guide video on this channel, and I just assumed we did. The Gigan Rush deck is a, not meta, but it's just a staple of Arena. It's been a staple of the Arena since Gigan has been, viable as a leader, and it's just so commonplace that I thought I already had a video on the topic, but it doesn't look like I do. So this is gonna be that, I guess, right? I'll put it in my deck building playlist, and just to have it to catalog the history of the game and everything, because like I totally thought we had done this. We haven't, so let's get into it. And the Gigan Rush deck is very, very simple deck to build. This is not a groundbreaking video by any means. This is just, I'm just gonna build it for you and you'll check it out. So obviously, we need Gigan as our leader. And you can see, my game is like loading. What is this load time? There we go. So you can see his stats as a leader. Mine is level 21, 8,622, and 470 attack with a 2-second attack time. And if we take a look at like my Ultima, that's 15 as a leader. His HP is 7,598, and his attack is 347, and his attack speed is 2.9. So 3-star leaders, once again, better than the 4-star leaders in terms of stats. Next, I don't have to really explain it to anyone, but we're going to go over his ability again. For 2 cost, 120-second cooldown. Deal 300 damage in a straight line and raise the movement speed of allied ground units on the battlefield to Gigan's movement speed for 10 seconds. So for 10 seconds, you basically are just going to rocket up whatever you have on the field, regardless if it's in the water or just like walking on the land. It's just going to shoot straight up. This isn't going to work with flying units. So you can have flying units in this deck, but this ability is not going to work with them. This ability is only going to work with the ground units. And it is worth mentioning that it doesn't say it here, but you cannot slow a unit that has the Gigan speed boost. You can only stun them. If a G89 or an Aegirus or an Ultima or whatever is coming straight at you with the Gigan boost, a Mega Gearus slow, a Sande slow, not going to work. You have to stun them to stop them. This is the only way. You can block them with another unit, but you got to stun them if you want to just stop them in their tracks. Slow is not going to work. So, who are we putting in this deck, and what are we going to be using? Well, Gigan Rush deck, the key, focal point of a Gigan Rush deck is getting in the biggest, beefiest, baddest guy in the game straight into your opponent's face. That's G89. G89, mine's level 30. Insane tank, right? He does a lot. He's kind of fallen out of favor in the meta because he can't hit air. He's single target. He's just getting blasted by, long range units. So he's kind of fallen out. But with a Gigan Rush deck, still viable, because having him shoot up to your opponent right away, very, very good, right? He's very hard to deal with. And if you see him on the field, you usually can't ignore him, because if you ignore him, he might be too close before it's, and it's too late for you to do anything about it. So send him down the way, and that is perfect. So now that you have the two most important pieces of the Gigan Rush deck, what else, could you, use, especially this season? Well, personally, I would throw Batra in this deck, 100%. Batra, staple unit, right now, pretty meta for a long, long time. I would put Fire Rodan as well. The Gigan Rush isn't giving boosts to air units, but your Fire Rodan will, regardless if he's evolved or not. So pretty big right there. Something else, maybe on a little bit cheaper side, Manila for the range, and then maybe I would throw in a Super X, most likely. Now, the last two spots really are up to you. You can do whatever you want. Some people use Biolante, some people will use, Kamacuras. I think Anguirus is a pretty good pick, I'm not even going to lie. That he's, solid. And then the last pick, I'm going to throw in, maybe I'll throw in Biolante. She's pretty good, but it really is... Where's my Biolante? Here she is. It's really up to you. I mean, this deck is so versatile, and you don't even have to take this deck right here and be like, oh, I'm going to use that. This is the one Gigan deck. This is the meta deck. It's not. All you need is Gigan and G89. Like, that's why I was saying in the beginning, this is not a groundbreaking video. Like, we all know how this tactic works. If you played the game for any amount of time, you know how this tactic works. You just need Gigan and G89, and then you just have to have a supporting cast of characters that you can cycle out reliably to defend yourself. Because once G89 goes down, that's a lot of energy investment, especially with the Gigan Rush. It's 9 energy. You need to get things out on the field fast. You need to try to, you know, make a good push. And Gearus is a great tank. Super X snipes from so far away. Batra's going to boost all your units. Fire Rodan, best heal in the game right now, and a speed boost. So if you want to keep rushing units down the field, but your Gigan ability is recharging, you can use Fire Rodan, and he'll continuously give a, you know, that speed boost. Manila's just a fast cycle sniper stunner, and then Bylante is pretty staple unit in most decks. Fallen off a little bit, but not too bad. A lot of people also, where is my Mechagodzilla deck? A lot of people will also take the Mechagodzilla deck that I made and put Gigan as the leader instead of Mechagodzilla, and you can just shove, you know, all the tanks straight across, Earth straight across. Nothing is scarier than sending Earth just straight down the middle. It is wild. So Earth and the tanks combined and the Bylante going forward is great. And nothing too crazy. I mean, very simple deck to build. Counters for this deck, very easy to counter this deck. Like I said, stuns will stop any of the rushing units from moving. And G89, single target. If your opponent drops Kamacuras, like the 2-cost Kamacuras in front of the G89, right before it hits the leader, he's going to try and attack those Kamacuras. And that's going to give not only the 3 Kamacuras time to start attacking G89, and he's only going to be able to hit one of them at a time, but the leader unit as well is going to be hitting G89, and while your 89 is distracted, your opponent might be able to place, like, you know, Mogera, Manila, Bylante, like low-cost units on the field that they can just destroy your push really easily. The Gigan Rush deck is very good strategy, very solid strategy, especially if you're smart and you know how to use it, but it is very easily counterable to players who see it coming a mile away. This deck, more times than not, runs over new players because they don't expect it, but veteran players like myself, like we see Gigan as the leader, we know what's coming, right? You guys who've been playing in the game for a long time can vouch, and you guys who use Gigan decks can vouch, right? You know what's coming, so it's a very easy deck to counter if you know what's going on. Now you know what's going on if you didn't already, but most people do. Not a groundbreaking video, but we never had a Gigan deck building guide on this channel, so here we are, and this is the deck that I built, and, you know, maybe not perfect. You guys might be using something different, but let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.